Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here is my email, my website, my December host code. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Here's my Facebook business page, my YouTube channel, and Pinterest. So today, I don't know about you, but sometimes you need just a few little extra gifts at this time of the holiday season. And I like to make mine, of course. So I saw this on Pootles. If you haven't watched Pootles, she is like crazy for boxes and bags, and she is so good at it. And it has a little notch here, and it opens up, and it has 4 little tea lights in it. And I have some from Yankee Candle. They're cherries and snow. So I thought that was just a fun little box to make, and it's easy, and it just comes together, and this just slides on. So let me share with you the measurements as I'm doing it, but I'll start here first. You might want to take a screenshot. So I have cardstock 7 3/4 by 5 1/4. On the long side, you're going to score it at 3 1/4 and 7. Short side on these measurements, 3/4, 2 1/4, 3 and 4 1/4, and you need 1 1/4 by 6 of your designer series paper. I'm going to keep that to the side. So I have Evening Evergreen here. You can use your score tool from Stampin' Up! Some people don't have a score tool, so I'm going to show you how you can just use your paper trimmer. Golly, my stuff is all over the place. Let's see if I can move it so I can actually get my score tool to be right on here. I'll move the arm over when I need it. So on the long side, I'm going to score it at 3/4. So I'm going to put this on the 3/4. And I'll put this down, hold it, just check that, make sure it's still good, and give it a double score. I'm moving it over so you can see. Then I'm going to score it at, and I'm checking my measurements, 7. Okay. Then on the short side, I can go back this way so you can see it better. On the short side, I'm going to score it at, now I can bring this up, 3/4 again. The beautiful thing about the lines here is you really can just have that. Park the dark, because we're going to be doing scoring with this lighter color. 2 1/4. Line it right up on those lines. I'm going to do 3. And 4 1/2. And that is all the scoring we need to do. So now we're going to do some burnishing of all the lines. So I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to burnish every one of the score lines. You want them nice and crisp. If you don't have a bone folder, they're a real cheap tool. I would highly recommend that. I mean, I think they're under $5, and they are just so good on making those crisp edges. You know, I have used spoons and different things, but a good bone folder is just awesome. And I'm going to do this one. Okay, so I've got everything scored, and you can kind of see it better. Now, I'm going to cut up to this horizontal line. I'm going to do that on each one, and then I'll show you how I'm going to notch the smaller ones. Okay, so I've cut up on each of the horizontal lines. Now I'm going to notch the smaller one, both places. Just going to take that to the side. Notch the next smaller one. You know, I don't know about you. Do you stick your tongue out when you're doing stuff like that? I do. Don't know why. I must have done that as a kid. You know, you concentrate, you stick your tongue out, but you can't see me, so that works out okay. I'll move those to the side. I'm going to do the same thing. So you can see I've got 2 rectangles and 3 notch tabs. I'm going to cut them up, each one. There we go. Now I'm going to notch them. And if you get a little bit of, like, you know, you ever do that? Just come up and cut it off. It's a beautiful thing about that. Okay, get that out of there. Notch this one. Could you notch them in the same time as you're cutting them? Yes, you could. I'm trying to make it real clear for you, so I cut them and then I notched them, but you could do it all at the same time. Okay. Now, last time I made it, I used glue. I'm going to show you a different way to do it, this one. I used green glue, which you all know I like to use. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal and get this on here. This is going to be the front of the box. Wherever you put it, in one of the 2 big spots is going to be the front of the box. It doesn't make a difference which one you use. So there's my front. We know that is the front because that's where I put that. Now I'm going to get my Seal Plus. Last time I used the green glue and it got a little messy, and it's good for boxes, but I'm thinking that we might try it. So I'm going to start this way. I'm going to do the bottom of the box first. So this is the top of the box. This is the bottom. And I'm going to come through and put a little Seal Plus on each one of these tabs. I'm not going to put it on these yet. So I'm going to come up. I'm going to fold that in and hook it down. The one thing I'm liking about the Seal Plus with this box is you don't have to hold it. Like with the green glue, you really have to hold it till it sets. This one, I don't. Although it would be helpful if I did hold it enough so that it hooked together. Okay, let me come through. Well, this one does not want to stay sealed. And now we'll look at the 2 and, you know, we'll talk about it, which is better, green glue or... I think it's really up to you. The Seal Plus is made for boxes and things. So you can see I've got the bottom of my box. Now, before I do the top of the box, you can take a circle punch, or I'm just going to use this great punch that you can use, put a tab or a circle. It's in the back of the annual catalog. And I'm just going, because just do a tiny little notch. I'm not taking it up very far. And I didn't measure it. I eyeballed it, because you know how I like to do that. Then I'm going to put a little bit more of this Seal Plus on here. Fold this in. And if it gets like too much, just fold it over. All right. Seal Plus. Hold them for a second. Make sure they fit. And make sure if you need to put a little more adhesive on there. If there's a little bit of, I call it oodle. That's not really a word, but, you know, I like to make up words. If you don't know me, I like to make up words. So I'm going to take 4 tea lights out. Not that many. I have 4 to make another one of these. And I'm going to just put them in my box. And my box is going to close. Isn't that cool? And you have to kind of push it. You know, it's a box. It's made out of paper, so you got to, you know, kind of work with it a little bit. Now, I love this ribbon that is in the back of the catalog. And I really want to get my catalog out to show you a couple of the fun things that I'm using. First of all, let me show you the punches. So this is the Label Me Fancy punch. And you can have a long slot or a little circle, which we're going to use. As far as the ribbon goes, we are using this red mini ruffled ribbon, which is really kind of fun. So let's, I didn't measure it last time. I just took it around my box. So let me kind of do a measure on this one because I'm sometimes bad about that. Let's see. This measures out to be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, probably 22 inches. To give you a little extra, I like to have a little extra. You know, you don't want to have so you can't tie it. I just tied it in a little knot. And you'll want to trim the ends, of course. Right now, I just got it long. Then I took a piece of white, which is not coming over. Come on, little piece of white. And it is 3/4 inches wide by 3.5 inches long. And I'm going to take this little Label Me Fancy punch, put this in. Hopefully you know that you can use your punches upside down so you can get a sense on where things should be. I rarely use my punches not upside down anymore. I don't know why. Some of that elegant trim that's in the annual catalog, and this is a 6-inch piece. I'm using Piece to You stamp set and Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to stamp it first. Then I'm going to use Pick a Punch. I love this one because this is fun. You can pick an end, banner Pick a Punch. Now let me say, wait a minute, that's too long. I don't want it that long. I'm just making that up. Let's say I say, trim a little more off, put it back in. That's the beauty of this one. You can really make it whatever you want. And sometimes if I get it too long, I do that. Now I'm going to get my beautiful twine here. This is the gold. And I am going to just tie it around. Now, you could probably try to incorporate in your bow, too. I didn't, but you could. I was just making it simple and easy and making a little knot and just trimming it off. I'm going to get my good scissors that I use for really going to pull that so it's really going to hold. And just trim it off. And there we go. So just a cute little tea light holder for the holidays. It's easy to make. It's easy to replicate. And I know that whoever gets it is going to really appreciate the time and the effort put into the little box. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.